Oh, this morning in Windsor, the name they gave me when they kidnapped me and brought me over here to Moulton, Alabama. That's where I grew up. I'm in Virginia now, but they gave me the name of a twin. Both twins were dead, Peggy and Dempsey, and Carl Dempsey were born out of wedlock, and the mother killed them. That was the pigsty. I was put there, and my identity stolen, and I only found out about my real name in kidnapping in 1983, after I'd done a medical malpractice book entitled MD A License to Kill. It was about programming people, modifying behavior. Deaths at Piedmont Hospital, where Dr. Larry McDonald, U.S. Congressman, who the plane went down carrying him and all the passengers in the ocean August 31st of 83. I'd written about him, and then I had antifreeze put in me on April Fool Day of 80. I'm telling you just a glimpse at the laws and the hell that has been done to me, and I don't even know where my sons, Mark and Scott, are. All because we're heirs to the British Crown. And who kidnapped us, the Freemasons, Illuminati, my own Uncle George VI. They forced my father out, Edward VIII, and he's was married to my mom, Claudia O'Keefe, from Madison, Wisconsin, sister to Georgia. I put this on YouTube, so he never married Wallace Simpson, a double did. The whole thing was a lie and a takedown of my father because he couldn't be bought. He's a decent man. And you got Elizabeth, that's illegal, using my money, living in my homes while I'm being force-fed toxic fumes because they're using my illness to run me here in this country, to torture me, and to make me look, if you don't care to get into details, to look like some flaky lady just running around here. Only I'm not called a lady. They've had their blast with me. They really have. Now I wanted to, if I'm not skipping around here too much, I still have to use that name. I married a Childers, and he's, as far as I know, he's deceased. The thing that I also wanted to put on this video was I just went over this morning. I begged to get, because where where I live is controlled, and that's all I can say. My illness, being allergic to chemicals, it's an immune disorder, and especially when in close quarters and I'm force fed it makes my immune system attack itself, and it makes life hell and tears up every organ in your body. Now then, this is how they run men I've quoted and given names, and therein is when you get in trouble, too. You start giving the names, and I don't have access to an attorney. I cannot get one. I got one through legal aid, and he up and left a few days or a week later and carried my stuff with him, and nobody will touch it. And I can't get anybody else. And I did want to say this, and this is part of what's happened to me. I've tried to leave Virginia, and I get run back here. I'm showing all my garbage, and it's not garbage, it's clothes. Well, a few clothes I have in there, you try to laugh. But I wanted to say that over the years, I'm 75 now. I could get around a lot better if I wasn't around chemicals, the fumes and stuff. And I could get into trying to tell how it's done, and it doesn't do me any good. If you can't go to the law, if the law enforcement and the agencies are involved in it, then you can forget it, and you can't get an attorney. I want to focus on right here, though, and this is where I'll add another name to it because it's so much hell going on. I'm going to die anyway, so why not? And my life is ongoing hell. I don't eat out. My money Elizabeth is spending, and while she tears down Great Britain, her and her father, the illegal George VI, I live a hell of a life. Don't know if my sons are alive. I hope they are. What kind of life they're living. I don't get to go out and eat. I watch people drive new cars, go out and eat, take vacations, wear beautiful clothes. I turn on the TV, and That's my source of entertainment, and watch all the home shopping networks, all this, that I have nothing but a bag that's got a few clothes in it and shoes that I had on the Appalachian Trail when I was living up there freezing and starving. And I don't know where I go from here because my body won't take much more of the chemicals and everything. But I wanted to address this because where I'm at, this whole surrounding area is owned by the Patels and Shahs, and they're from India. Where I'm living right at the moment, they're from India, and I've been here for 3 months, a little over 3 months. And the same thing has happened. So you beg, and they'll just pretend it's not happening. And I will go back in years ago, in about '94, I believe, Budget Inn was not too far from where I am now, and they own it, same families. And I had paid for a month. I'd been able to do a live-in, and I paid for a month, and it was November. And the room they gave me was a big room, so I really got a good deal on it. Here's the if. I paid the month, and I lived there for a few days, and the owner of it the manager owner came up and said he was going to come in and and now I'm making sense what was just said to me over here. They're going to come in and start remodeling or painting and all that. Well, this is November and it's cold, so that in itself should be a red flag to anybody. Well, he knew about my illness, so I called the police. Well, they come, and right in front of him, they take up for him. They're going to handcuff me. I'm the one that'll have to leave. Do I get part of my money back? No. I haven't done anything wrong, and that's been the theme throughout this, and I can't get an attorney because of who's committing and who the ongoing committing of crimes to me, on me. So it ended up that the things I'd put together while I did a companion aid job, that's all I could get, and the money I'd pay there was all gone. You get a cab, you lose everything, you go somewhere and you bounced around, the same thing, and nobody's listening. Everybody's afraid of it, of the agency and law enforcement that's doing it. Now then, I just want to get to this. The man that owned the Budget Inn, from India, with the cop standing there, well, the cop had just left. I believe when he said it, he said, "We're Americans now, citizens now. We have to do what they tell us to do." So this has been the ongoing thread and theme. The agencies, law enforcement that's involved in all this, get stuff on people or their kids, and will drop charges or reduce or not prosecute in return for them doing the acts, controlling where I live, etc., etc. Civil rights violations, assault. If I could get it into court, an attorney would make a fool out of this whole thing if he could live long enough to get it into court, and the media was forced to cover it. But I wanted to focus on right here where I am now. I do know that the Patels and Shahs came here, and I know I'm right, they came over here and they got the business loans that are available to them. And this is how, with the help of, because they, remember what I said, they have to do what the government here tells them to do, their citizens here now. Okay, that involved allowing them to accumulate all this property. It's worth a bloody fortune right here in Troutville, just off the Interstate I-85. You should see the motels they all own. And this has happened basically since '94, when that happened to me, or '95. He told me that, and I was kicked out for an illness, an immune disorder. I mean, all of it's been done like that. It's like this big joke that they can kill me slow with every body part going, and life's a living hell, getting run from one place to the other, begging, pleading. I also wanted to go back up to the Quality Inn off Thurlane Road. It was owned by Germans, but they and my relatives in Europe are Germans, and I'm English. I'm from England.